Let's get that out of the way. Nice to beat the Birds. How did it feel, man? How did it feel? Pretty good?
Yeah, it felt good, to get a win and end the season off, on a good note. So the win was, it was a good feeling to have. Even though we didn't make the playoffs and do what we wanted to do, but to end it the right way, it's always great.
Yeah, well, let's expand on that a little bit here because, you walk off the field the winner in Week 18, Game 17, but a lot of the stuff that preceded that obviously was not what the standard was. So in totality, Adoree, how do you compartmentalize or how do you unpack this season?
You just unpack it by thinking of the positives that you've done and things that didn't go the way that you wanted to, just getting back in the lab and trying to correct and fix those things. But at the end of the day, understanding that you was able to play the game that you love, you finished it out healthy, that's a blessing in itself. And just to get back and keep getting ready. So it's always positives coming from the season, even if it doesn't always go the way that you expected.
And what about you personally, Adoree, your contract situation here? You hoping to be back? Any indication you will be back? What's your deal with your contract?
Yeah, so hopefully wanting to come back, but at the end of the day, you know how the business of things works, and that's how it goes. So, it's just always see what happens from there. But definitely want to be back and put on that blue.
So the big story here. Pardon me. So the big story here, Adoree, is obviously Wink. And what's the bottom line? There's a lot out there. What was the level of discord between Daboll and Wink Martindale this season?
Man, I wouldn't be able to tell you what the discord was, from seeing them in the meetings all the time together, especially Dave was always in our meetings down the stretch, and it's not like I've seen any disposition, any body language that would dismay that there was something going wrong. So to me, seeing that, it's a little bit of I won't say blindside, but it was shocking to see that he just left like that.
Well, so that's interesting. You used the word shocking. I mean, listen, you're a young vet. You've been around a couple of years. You know the league. You know the franchise. You were truly shocked that there were problems with Daboll and Wink?
Yeah, I was. Like I said, they in our meetings or see him on the field, see him talking different things. Maybe they could win an Oscar. So if it was a problem, they did a good job acting and showing that there wasn't one.
Wow. That's surprising. Okay.
What about the Wilkins brothers who were let go by Daboll, Adoree? What is your relationship with them? One was a linebackers coach. One was a defensive assistant. Obviously, they were close to Wink Martindale, which may have spearheaded this whole thing here. Did they do their jobs? What went behind their dismissal?
Yeah, I feel like they've done their job. If you look at Drew and Kev, both of the outside linebackers and inside linebackers, you look at the position, the things that they were able to do. I feel like the guys respected them and listened to them. I feel like, outside the coaching realm, they were good people to talk to, be around, to be able to just joke with, banter with, back and forth. Just good people in general. And coaching-wise, I think they did a great job.
How
much? Always prepared.
I'm sorry, Adoree, to cut you off.
No, you're all good. No, go ahead.
How much of an impact do you think Wink had specifically on this defense? We talked to you, an individual player on this defense. We've mentioned throughout the course of your time on the show here during the season the individual impact that a lot of the talented defensive players have had. How much of it do you think was because of Wink Martindale's influence on this defense?
I feel like Wink does a great job of scheming players up and to be able to get them to do different things and use their attributes and abilities. So I give him credit for that. But as far as, the plays being made and different things like that always goes to the player, and we always talk about that. You can call up any defense or you can call up any offense or whatever X and O is. You just got to go out there and execute it. And I think for us, understanding the job that we have, just trying to execute at a high level. So I think Wink does a great job of getting people in position. And I think us as players being as competitive, hungry, and just wanting more, was able to get the job done and execute it.
So we're talking to Adoree Jackson here on BT and Sal on the Fence. So you talk about what Wink does well. What is something you would like to, if you're back with the Giants, and we hope that you are, what is something you would want to see the new DC bring that Wink doesn't?
What I would want to see him bring would be just a great attitude, a great level of respect across the board. Although we know this is it's a business and it's a game, but also being morally right and justice. So that goes for anybody comes in. Not saying Wink wasn't that, but that's what I want to see. Going forward, I think that's what players in this league deserve. Really, someone genuine and keep it real with you, shoot it straight with you, and helps you your growth and development. As a player. So whoever that is, whoever it may be, I just hope that they have those characteristics. Those characteristics.
That makes sense. So that's Adoree Jackson again with us here on BT and Sound on the Fan. Adoree, we've done this a couple of different ways. Today it's more the macro, the big snapshot of the Giants, obviously week to week outside of when you were out with the concussion. You joined us some more micro, like what happened on this play, what happened against this specific team. I guess more macro. My question about the Giants going into next year is I don't know what the Giants' identity is yet. Not a pass team, not a heavy run team. Defense is good, not great. What is the Giants' identity?
I think the identity for the Giants is a team that plays hard. Obviously we can't throw the ball, we can't run the ball. Defensively, can't stop the run, can't get those turnovers and be effective. So I think just us playing hard and playing for each other is what we're all about. And I think that's what the identity is. Like I said, you can call up a bunch of plays, a bunch of X's and O's. It's about the players that's getting them done. You can see Tyrod improvising on the play when you see Slade catch it and scores for a touchdown and doing different things like that. Obviously, you want to see, something in that manner. But at the end of the day, just executing and getting the job done no matter how it goes down. So I think that's what the Giants are as a team, players who just try to get their job done and execute.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a credit to Brian Daboll. Adoree, I was saying today that I think this is actually a good thing. I know Wink Martindale is a defensive coordinator, but I think it's a good thing that Brian Daboll is in total control of this team, of this staff. There's never been any question about who and I'm asking you this, has there been any question about who the leader of this team is? Because I know sometimes there could be a divide, especially when you have a big personality and somebody as established as Wink Martindale and successful in his career. So you put him versus Brian Daboll, a young head coach, year two here. Was there any doubt as to who was leading this team? Was there a divide maybe between the defense and the offense with Wink leading one part of it and Daboll leading the other?
No, I don't think it's no divide. I always think of the movie Drumline. The line is one band, one sound. Regardless of what's going on, you always have one goal, and everybody has to move in that same goal. So regardless, it's always going to be personalities. It's all, no matter who you are as a player, as a coach. But when you have that same goal of wanting to win, it makes everything, a lot better. So that's what I have to say on that one.
Adoree Jackson, by the way, with us here at BT and South. You still think Daniel Jones is the unquestioned quarterback of this team moving forward?
Yeah, I think Daniel Jones is a great quarterback in this league. I think what he does, he does it great. He does it at a high level. All people always talk about the things that he can't control, but the things that he can control, is how he comes to work and how he prepares. And I think he does that, with the best of them.
How's the spirit? I didn't mean to jump on you there. I was going to say, how's the spirits? I know he's been in the building. He's obviously rehabbing a couple of months after the surgery, roughly. How's he looking? I know he's not running yet, but how's he progressing?
Smile. When I see someone smile on their face, even if they go through some adversity and some troubles, but to see them be able to smile and talk to you is enough to see. Being through injury and understanding that sometimes you have good days where it's not going to always be the best. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But to be able to have people in the locker room that uplift you, smile, put a smile on their face, and see it in return, man, that's a great deal. So when I see him in the building and seeing him smiling, saying what's up to him and different things like that and how he goes about his business, man, I know he's in good spirits.
Two guys, Adoree, at BT and Sal, we're talking about Adoree Jackson, two guys on that defense that had outstanding years, Bobby Okereke, Xavier McKinney. Talk about your secondary mate, Xavier McKinney, who's looking now to get paid off of a terrific season.
Man, I pray he does. It's well deserving, and a lot of things that he does sometimes doesn't show up on that stat sheet. The way he communicates, he goes in the box, he's playing a post, play man to man, lifts off the edge, off the quarterback's throw, just different things in that nature. But besides that, his skill set, him as a person, being in the locker room, just a joy to be around and a great guy. So, I feel like hopefully the Giants do their due diligence. If not, whoever gets, Jerry McKinney, man, is going to have a hell of a player, but a hell of a person, and someone you want in your locker room.
He's good. What is the next step here for Kayvon Thibodeau?
Just keep going. Just keep doing what he's doing, leading by example, working. And I think that's all you can do. You just keep getting better, you keep improving, you keep going from there.
But specific to actual, like something that you can lay out in terms, basic terms for us non-NFL players, like, take something from his game that, is okay, but you think they could be better.
That's the thing. I feel like, it's going to be a crazy answer, but everybody got things that they can work on. But at the end of the day, you have just that mentality, that mindset, and that motor to just go. And I guess to say F it, you're just going to try to get the job done. And I feel like he has that. So no matter what someone may say he's lacking at, that mind over matter is always going to override it. And I think he has that mentality. So that's my answer for that one.
How about Deonte Banks, Adoree? We've talked about him throughout the course of the year. What do you think is his upside? Can he be a shutdown number one corner eventually for this Giants secondary?
Yeah, I respect Deonte Banks' game a lot. I feel like he approaches it the right way, studying in the weight room, very receptive to coaching, asking questions, wanting to get better, and different things of that nature. So I think he does have that ability to be a shutdown corner.
So we're talking to Adoree Jackson, and he's been with us all season, which has been a lot of fun. Just a good guy. You hear him once, he's got a good heart, and he's a good dude. Hopefully he's back. BT and Sound on the Fan. We need this from you, Adoree. Like, we do this every day, and when we talk about players, the age comes in, the position comes in, the salary cap comes in. Can you speak to just how important Saquon Barkley is to this franchise?
Very, very important. I feel like, man, running backs are, in this day and age, undervalued, underappreciated, especially, Saquon in general, because what he does and what he's been doing, even after, going through what he went through, still playing at a high level, still dominant. Defenses have to worry about him, know where he's at. We used to always make a joke and say our best defensive player was Saquon Barkley, because when he's on the field, we know we can get a brother, we can get a break, he can make something happen. So I think he's a big part of this New York Giants.
What would it do to the spirit of the Giants if he's not back? And it seems like this is the first time that he understands he truly might not be back.
It's about just appreciating things, while you're having it in life. And I think that's what sometimes things come into perspective, sometimes sooner, sometimes later. But I feel like, for those who, got to witness him, hopefully he does come back and he, you know what I mean? So just appreciate what you got when you got it. Because you don't want to, put bad blood or bad taste in anyone's mouth, especially with a guy with good character and the things that he does for a team, and is very selfless.
What's the number one thing, Adoree, that you think the Giants need, whether you're here or not, moving forward to close the gap with the Cowboys and lesser level the Eagles? I know you beat the Eagles, played competitive with them. Hell, you had the pick six Christmas Day against them. So you showed at least that you could be competitive with the Eagles. But moving forward for this Giants team, what is the number one thing you think that they need to get to that next level?
Really just had that same mentality, that mindset that came out with this last game. Honestly, whatever it is, wherever you bring in players, coaches, just make sure everybody had that same mindset, that mentality, that dog, to just go do what they got to do. Play for your brother. That's all that really matters. Doesn't matter about anything else, anybody else, but just playing for those, next to you. And if you come together, a lot of great things can happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, man, we're going to let you bounce. We've hinted at it a few times. You know the business of the NFL, and before we officially let you go, and certainly thank you for coming on even with the concussion after it. You made good. You didn't have to jump on today. We really appreciate that. It's a good look by you. If you're not back, and I don't want to plant that seed, but it is possible, what do you want to say to Giant fans?
If that is the case, just want to say thank you. Appreciate you guys for being awesome. The booze as well. Sometimes it's always needed, for a reminder, because you don't want to be in that position. So I thank you for the lows, because it also helped us to achieve and have those highs that we had, last year. And always there, always supportive. So appreciate everybody that show love the right way. And many blessings to you all.
The Giant fans are awesome. But you still owe Sal the jersey, Adoree. What's going on,
I know.
man?
Adoree, come on, bro.
I know, me and Pete talked about it. Me and Pete already talked about it, so we're going to get it done.
We appreciate it, 'cause it's going to look nice around here in our studios. We could use it, so we appreciate it, Adoree. You've been great all season long. Unfortunately, obviously, the Giants didn't get to the postseason, but it was nice to see you guys get back to playing well at the end of the year, and especially nice to see you have your moment on Christmas Day with that pick six.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You got it, man. There he is, Adoree Jackson, all year with us, BT and Sal on the Fan. All right, so Daboll, Wink, Daniel Jones, Saquon, Kayvon, him possibly leaving, McKinney, a lot of stuff to react to there. 877-337-6666.